The following is a production of Jenks FM. Thank you for your support.
Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat with me, Jenks. Today we're on part 3 of 4 as we delve into the group stage of the FIFA Club World Cup. Today we're going to be focusing on Group E and F. We'll cover how each team qualified, spotlight their current standout players, check for injuries and explore any head-to-head history. Let's kick it off.
Jenks FM 109.2.
In Group E of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025, we have River Plate, Urawa Red Diamonds, Monterrey and Inter Milan. Taking a look at our first team in Group E, River Plate of Argentina. They qualified via their CONMEBOL ranking based on continental performance. Manager Marcelo Gallardo, he'll be returning, and key players for River Plate include 17-year-old wonder kid Franco Mastantuono. He has scored in the Libertadores and in his Argentina debut. Another player to look out for is Miguel Borca, the experienced Colombian striker, and Gonzalo Montiel, the right back with plenty of international experience. Historic highlights: 6-time Libertadores winners, 2015 Club World Cup runners-up. There's no notable injuries at the moment recorded for River, and they have not played any of the other teams in Group E. The system and style that River tend to play is a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-1-2, favouring fluid transitions, overlapping fullbacks and positional rotations in midfield. They have plenty of youth and energy from Franco Mastantuono and Claudio Echeverri. An aggressive pressing style of play, especially when they've been at home. Weaknesses: vulnerable to counter-attacks when fullbacks are caught high up the field. Look out for Gonzalo Montiel to invert into midfield when River push forward. The second team in Group E, Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan, the AFC Champions League 2022 winners. Managed by Marcia Scotta, with key players Thiago Santana, the Brazilian striker with 2 goals in 2025, Brian Linson, a Dutch forward who signed in 2025, Shoya Nakajima, the creative midfield winger, and Yoichi Naganuma, the key playmaker and also winger. They competed very strongly in the J1 and have a squad value of 17.7 million euros. They've had no prior official matches against River, Monterrey or Inter. Looking a bit deeper into the tactics of Urawa Red Diamonds, under manager Marcia Scotta, Urawa play a compact 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, built on structured defending and quick counters. They're very organised, the defensive line is disciplined, transitions well through Brian Linson and Shoya Nakajima. They do struggle, however, to break down low blocks. Keep an eye on their wide play and expect them to isolate fullbacks with quick switches. The third team in Group E, CF Monterrey of Mexico, the 2021 CONCACAF Champions Cup winners. Managed by Dominic Torrent, they have key players Rogelio Funes Mori and Vincent Janssen. They're mid-table in the Liga MX, performing quite steadily. Monterrey have had no fixtures against any of the other teams in this group. Under Dominic Torrent, a former Pep Guardiola assistant, he sets Monterrey up in a possessional-heavy 4-3-3, emphasising short build-up and triangular passing. Their strength is the width from fullbacks and patient possession. The midfield controls very well with solid pivots. Their weaknesses could be vulnerability against direct fast transitions. Ball progression through Luis Romo in midfield is something to watch out for. The final team making up Group E is Inter Milan from Italy, qualifying via their UEFA coefficient ranking. Manager Christian Chivu, who was appointed in June 2025, leads the team. Key players are Lautaro Martinez, the top scorer, 24 Serie A goals and a Champions League hat-trick back in January. Alessandro Bastoni, the elite centre-back, and Jan Sommer, goalkeeper, with 19 Serie A clean sheets. And Henrik Mkhitaryan, the veteran midfielder, crucial in the Champions League. No major fitness issues are reported. Inter tend to use a 3-5-2 system, one of Europe's most effective shapes for both defending deep and building from the back. They have an elite back three with Bastoni and Acerbi. Lautaro and Thuram create space via vertical movements. Their weaknesses could be, if pressed high, they can be forced into long balls. Watch out for wing-backs Dumfries and Di Marco, who drive the attack, and Sommer being vital in that build-up. Over in Group F of the FIFA Club World Cup, we will find Fluminense, Borussia Dortmund, Ulsan HD, and Mamelodi Sundowns. We start off with Fluminense of Brazil, the 2023 Libertadores winners, managed by Mano Menezes. Key players for Fluminense: German Cano, the reliable goal scorer with 100 plus goals; Arau, the central midfielder and national team player; Iago Felipe, the holding mid anchor. They've improved after mid-season, especially in the Copa do Brasil. Absences: Ganzo is out, the key creator. Fluminense do not have any head-to-head records against any of the other teams in Group F. Fluminense tend to play a unique system, often dubbed dinizismo, a fluid 4-2-2-2 with overlapping midfielders and little rigidity. Strengths: extremely unpredictable positional freedom. German Cano is lethal in the box. Their weaknesses could be overcommitment to the attack and can leave spaces in transitions. Watch out for their build-up that may involve central defenders entering midfield. Expect chaos and creativity. Moving on to Borussia Dortmund of Germany. They qualified via UEFA's coefficient entry. Managed by Niko Kovac, key players include bynoe-gittens, their teenage explosive winger; Guresi, the main striker with 9 goals in the 24-25 season; Nico Schlotterbeck, the rock-solid centre-back; Gregor Kobel, goalkeeper, strong performances in the Bundesliga; and Job Bellingham, signed June 25, who is expected to travel with the team. No injuries of note. Dortmund favour a 4-2-3-1 formation with rapid vertical attacks, high pressing and overlapping fullbacks. Transitions are quick from defence to attack, and they have a technical midfield with flexibility. Weaknesses: they can be overrun in the wide areas when fullbacks are pushing too high. Watch out for bynoe-gittens, and Adeyemi will look to stretch the defences, while Schlotterbeck leads ball progression. The third team in Group F is Ulsan HD, formerly Ulsan Hyundai. They're from South Korea and qualified via their AFC ranking. Key players: former Premier League duo Kim Jin-su and Beister, the domestic stars. They won the K-League 1 in 2024 and also have strong continental form. No head-to-heads with any of the other teams in Group F. Ulsan use a balanced 4-2-3-1 formation based on ball retention, high work rate and quick combinations. Their defensive shape, stamina and teamwork are their strength, with quick vertical passes from midfield. Weaknesses: can be overwhelmed physically by top-tier sides. Watch out for their set-piece discipline. Ulsan are well-drilled and dangerous on corners. The final team making up Group F is Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. They qualified through their CAF ranking entry. Key players include Peter Shalule, the prolific striker, and Kekana, veteran midfield general. Maseko, the rising winger with 5 goals in 27 caps. Domestic giants in South Africa, they lost the 2024 CAF Champions League final. No previous matches against the other teams in the group. Rulani Mokwena's side plays a progressive 3-4-2-1 formation with positional rotation and emphasis on possession and verticality. Tactically disciplined with a fluid passing game, versatility. Forwards like Shalule will tend to drop and run the channels. Mamelodi's weaknesses tend to be they struggle defensively against pacey counterattacks. Watch out for their midfield triangle, often featuring Zwane and Mokoena, that dictate the tempo of the game. A bit of a Group F tactical takeaway, Dortmund and Fluminense are polar opposites tactically. German efficiency versus Brazilian chaos. Watch out for this one. Ulsan and Sundowns can punch well above their weight if they stay compact and exploit space behind the high lines. Group E and F show Inter, Dortmund, River and Fluminense as the headline acts, while Urawa, Monterrey, Ulsan and Sundowns bring depth and unpredictability. So that is our tactical look at Groups E and F. If you love pressing battles, watch Inter versus River. If you enjoy chaos versus control, Fluminense versus Dortmund is unmissable. Don't sleep on Urawa or Sundowns. They're tactically sharp and ready to surprise. A quick recap of the tournament. There are 32 teams from across the world. They'll be split into 8 groups of 4. From those groups, the top 2 will go through to the round of 16. In the round of 16, you'll see winners versus runners-up. For example, the first day of the finals on the 29th of June, we'll see winner of Group A versus runner-up of Group B, and winner of Group C against runner-up of Group D. The winner of these 2 ties will then go on to the quarterfinals to play each other on the 5th of July. Then on the other side of the bracket, the winner of Group B will face the runner-up on Group A, and Group D facing off against the runner-up of Group C. 2 teams from those groups will go through to the quarterfinal on the 6th of July. And the same will be repeated for the 4 other ties in the round of 16. The round of 16 finishes off on the 2nd of July before we move into the quarterfinals. They'll take place on both the 5th and 6th of July. Semi-final 1 will be on the 9th of July, semi-final 2 on the 10th of July, with the final on the 14th of July. Thanks again for tuning into the Football Chat. Don't forget to subscribe and join us again when we'll be covering Groups G and H. Until then, goodbye.
Jenks FM 109.2.